Now let's begin the conversation. Academic instability often impacts students negatively. As such, the federal government is racing against time to stop another nationwide shutdown of universities. In a recent development, the government has offered members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASUU a 40% pay rise, marking the most significant wage concession to lecturers in recent years. The offer was disclosed to the union's National Executive Council, NEC, during a meeting in Abuja. The offer by government is expected to be examined during the coming negotiation sessions. Okay, GKB, what's the 40% pay rise for? And yes, apart from the pay rise, will it address the broader demands of ASUU, talk about the beyond salary, talk about revitalization funds, and also the earned allowances?
Well, it is okay to make an offer, no matter how significant the offer might end up to be. Don't forget, we've been on this matter since 2009. There are still agreements with federal governments that far back that has not been implemented. So anytime there's a new order being brought on board, the lecturers always expect that there's always a red herring in there somewhere. On the face of it, of course, 40% the current situation is not really much. But within the context of the Nigerian state, that is a lot. Don't forget, salaries were increased less than a year ago across board. And then we are still looking at areas where people are saying that things are falling short because price keeps going up. So that reality is what we have to face now. I wish that we would do what we promised to do during the latter part of the Buhari years. Give universities a reasonable level of autonomy to generate their own income. Basically, so government involvement will remain minimal. But you and I have seen that the more we think we have everything under control, the more we build new universities. In the last 2 years alone, I'm sure that nothing less than 20 new universities.
But there's a 7-year moratorium now.
But the Tinubu administration has no more than 15 universities in the last 2 years. So we are trying to solve a problem, as Yoruba would say, we are trying to shake off the things from your hand. The people who keep on putting it back. So you are trying to solve a problem by adding more problems. I understand we still don't have enough universities, but building new ones are not really the key. So what we need to do is what they promised that time, put a moratorium, make sure that minimum capacity are achieved. You know what? Don't forget, some universities have more lecturers than students.
Yes, I heard of that.
So that means there will be some where you have a workforce of 2,500 and the entire student force will be around 300. Again, some courses are going out of fashion. We are still getting people in to do that, and they still have to be paid. We should also look at things that ChatGPT has taken over, areas that people no longer need to go to school for. And they are monetized in such a manner that people can now have value going forward. That to me is the key. But right now, 40% is a good offer if they can meet up with things they've been promising since 2009.
I mean, what apart from this 40%, they are still going to agree on it before it comes to final. But what guarantees has the federal government provided to ensure that this proposal is implemented and not just another verbal commitment?
No, I think with the coming of this president, if you notice, he said one of the things he promised the students was there won't be, strike.
4 years will be 4
years. 4 years will be 4 years. And if you notice, even when ASUU wanted to go on that 6-day, strike, it was like the minister was all out trying to ensure that this doesn't happen. He was always saying that this strike was unnecessary. So, and with the way they went about it, you will see that there was some level of seriousness in trying to ensure that this strike doesn't happen. And with the person who is in charge of this negotiation, so you could see that the federal government was trying to do everything humanly possible. And from the way their body language and everything, you know, you notice that they really want 4 years to be 4 years and make sure that all their demands are being met.
Most.
You know, or at least most of the demands are being met. And that's why they are coming up with this, you know, 40% in pay rise in terms of their salaries. At least to at least give, you know, the lecturers some glimmer of hope that we are ready to, you know, make sure that we meet all the demands, if not more, all of them, but at least some parts of it. So we can see some level of, you know, commitment, you know, with this government. And ASUU members, most of them, some of them I've spoken with, have also confirmed that too, that at least these ones are even talking to us and opening, you know, doors of channels of negotiation and discussion.
But this 40% increase, you don't see it as this last minute offer. Do you think can be interpreted as responding to pressure rather than a long-term policy plan?
No, it's not to pressure. It's, like I said, it's just some level of we are ready to talk. We are not like before. You understand? Okay, hold on to this. If it's not enough, I know ASUU will still come back and say, okay, it's not enough. Can you increase it? Or can we go back to how we were before? Or, you know, it's something like,
so many possibilities.
you know, there's a possibility that we really want to negotiate and we want this thing to be done with. You know, so the federal government is giving them, okay, take this one. If it's not okay, they'll still go back and look at the plus, do the plus and minus and see if they need to increase the salaries or they take it like that. So the branch lead, ASUU members are the ones that will decide. They have to go back.
Yeah, they have to go into, you know, and
go back, speak with other lecturers and see how, if it's okay with them or not.
They are stakeholders.
They are stakeholders, and then they will come back. If they are not happy with it, they will definitely come back.
This last minute offer coming from the
federal. Like I said, this is a very good offer on paper.
On paper.
You have to put that into cognition. Because two things we realized is that lecturers are obviously very important to the structure, but they are not the only union within the university system. We also have the NASU and other junior staff and all that. So the door that the government just opened, they must be willing to go all the way. Because every solution creates a new problem. It's called the snake effect. We have to solve a problem, you create another set of problems. So to me, I know the minister personally, and I know he doesn't suffer fools. So I'm sure he must have thought this through before making this offer on the table. Because 40% to the academic staff, the medical staff will ask. Non-academic staff will ask. So we have to go through the entire 9 years to get a result.
Okay, but if you're to advise ASUU leadership, should they take this offer and keep faith with the government or go on strike until all the agreements are met?
No, nobody has the resources to fulfill all agreements.
Because the Minister of Education said that most of the demands have been met.
There will still be something.
So what advice would you give us?
What I'll tell the minister is this.
No, ASUU leadership first.
Oh, no, of course, they take it back to their members.
Yeah, of course. It's the members that will decide.
If the members decide in a majority to call off the strike and take the deal, they will take it. They are just messengers. They are just negotiators on behalf of lecturers. It's the schools, the lecturers themselves that will take the decision. But I don't think they will go on strike because they have to realize that things are moving in a certain direction that may not be favorable to their kind of labor practice. So that to me is what they should take. They should take this while going forward. I've always believed that we have too many universities. But again, people will tell you that we don't have enough. But I think we have too many federal government universities in the system that we need to work on. Don't forget, this may not affect private universities, but it will ginger them to also ask for more. Or they will lose their manpower to the place that is paying more.
Exactly, true.
So it's like I said, it's a vicious circle that we have to be very careful how to go into this.
But let's also look at the impact now. Because when negotiations fail, the students will go on strike, thereby disrupting academic calendars.
I don't think they will.
Now, what kind of contingency measures do you think should be in place to protect the student academic calendar if negotiations fail?
So we are not. I don't want to be a doomsday journalist.
But we need to plan for plan Bs if negotiations fail.
I just want to be optimistic that
they will come to some sort of agreement.
They will agree. They will agree. And I know that the ASUU president, with the disposition that I see around him, is someone that he will definitely go with his branch members. Whatever they say, they will come back. And then the minister is always open. I've met him a couple of times, and I've seen it's someone that is really ready to see how things can really move. The education system, he really needs to, he wants to revamp the education sector as in totally and write his name in gold. So he will want to solve this problem. And I foresee a situation whereby ASUU members will go on that table and then say, okay, fine, we want to take this for now based on the kind of person you are and based on how you've been talking to us, and then go ahead to talk about other things that are in their demands. And then the federal government will also have to put that in paper again and give deadlines. I keep saying it. When once you are,
I like that timeline.
Once you are making demands, and the federal government is saying, "Oh, okay, we want to do this, the revitalization of funds or whatever." By December or by June, we'll be able to, make sure that we'll pay. By this, put time on dates to it. Once we do that, once it gets to that time, they don't need to even remind you. You know that it's going to happen. So you always send like a mail. Like maybe ASUU members can
like
send a reminder and say, June is coming. I know you have done XYZ number of schools. There are some schools you've not done.
Yes.
Something like that. And so everybody will be on the same page concerning this. And I know that no students want to go on strike or stay at home.
It doesn't.
It's not even at this time.
Not at this time. Not at this time.